Good afternoon. So I've taken 4 samples from the crucible, and after that I'm going to prepare the 20 eggs, which will be comprised, which will be the basis of the 4 Starship. 7 in each gear and 6 in the Excel. And so while I was taking the samples, like a beetle came out of the inside and start walking. So I have no idea if it's like a live beetle that was just, beetle from hell or from another planet. Why hell? Maybe just a very hot planet. Why do you keep calling it a hell? Maybe just a hot planet. So, very hot. So, or maybe, because it's outside. So, presumably a beetle can find its way inside. So why should we jump to the conclusion? But it's somewhere here, or, under the table. So, if you see something moving, don't be alarmed. It's like a black beetle that maybe of Earth's origins or otherwise. So, I've taken samples from the spilled wax, from here, and also samples from the but 3 places in the mixture. The mixture is, on the top there is a lot of garbage like paper. I think that will be most of the material that I place in the eggs, even though it's not very rich. But it also there's also like a pretty like chunks of wax or tessue, so it should be worthwhile. And it's maybe it's gold. It's a lot of it like the gold color, which is nice. And the mixture itself is solidified on the top, but on the lower levels it's more like liquid, and it's made out of like honey and wax. I don't know if honey, wax, kind of like wax and oil, and of course other materials that were in the containers. And so overall, it wasn't easy for me to actually take complete parts and put it on the slides. It was very difficult because maybe I'm not used to it. Maybe I don't have the required tools. So I pretty much broken many things that was there. So if there are life forms, I most certainly I broke them. But if they were big ones, we might still be able to identify wings or bones or things like that. And also it's interesting to see the wax itself. Does it contain neos or germs and things? The usual stuff, which are also very interesting. So I'm not going to use the covers for the reasons that I already spoke about. So we will only use the normal 64 magnification, because I don't want the lens to be dipped in this the longer lenses to be too deep in these slides. So this is the head back to its place. Maybe later I will scrap these wax and put it inside the crucible, because it's it's a nice it's nice wax. Why waste it? So without further creation of tension, let's start the job. Okay. So we should start with I don't know. Start with the clean one, relatively with the one that I'm taking from the outside. So there are no remnants of black filth. It's just a wax that was spelled out and solidified. Actually, there are 2 kinds. I don't know. One is brighter than the other. I don't know what reason. And the bright one is also more solid. The darker is more liquid. I don't know if it means something, but I've taken both. There are samples of both on this slide. So I mean, because it's so heavy and without the cover that makes it thin, it will be difficult to focus. And we've had this issue. Not terribly interesting. I mean, we see Neos, and we see things that look like, germs or like huge viruses. I'm not sure, but I mean, yeah, not many. So here we see bigger ones, which is nice, like Neos. And probably microbes, but I cannot be sure. So it's kind of like, not super interesting. What is this? Maybe this is more like, I don't know. Like in landscape, pretty, yeah, okay. So this looks like a life form in the make. Yes. Yes, okay. More interesting. And there's a lot, all sorts of like bacteria, but I cannot say much. Okay. Okay, so not super interesting. Okay, so that one was from the outside. Maybe it's just, it doesn't contain much because it wasn't part of the show. Like maybe it was built like probably when I just filled the container and solidified. So maybe there wasn't much wasn't much of the burn. But let's see if we can see more interesting stuff, like in things that were taken from inside the container. Like this one. Okay, so this was taken from inside the container. So see life forms and Neos, both big and small. In the golden, the golden color, the golden Neos. Actually, we see many of them, all sorts of sizes and not only the golden ones, but also, I mean, regular ones, without the yellow belly. But we see a lot, which is good, which is great. Like we see many of them. There's a big one over there, and nice. So there are several like warm like life forms and many Neos, many robots, both in the golden like variation and the normal one. Very nice like Stargate Neo here. So the like the bigger like chunks cannot, I mean, are not like thin enough to actually be visible. So I cannot say if these are like legs or like parts of like bigger life forms or just burned material. I'm not sure what is it. I'm not sure what we actually see here. But we see tons of robots. Like there is no shortage of them. Like all over the slide, there are tons of them. It's more difficult to identify like life forms. There aren't many at all actually. Actually, there is like very few. And what I think it happens is that the robots just ate it. That I mean that the robots, I mean, they are all golden because their belly is full of life forms. I mean, that's from my experience. That's, I mean, the best theory that I have regarding like this phenomenon of the golden bellied ones, that they are just eating, and they are eating the life forms because we know that they like that. They eat it. Like they both create them and eat them. So tons of robots here, I mean, all over the place. Okay. Now another one. Oh, this one is very messy. I'm not sure, I mean, certainly there will be some black spots that we wouldn't be able to see anything. Just a second. Maybe it'll rotate it just a second. Okay. Okay, so pretty, I mean, boring terrain. We see some Neros on the top. A lot of these like snakes are not really snakes. They are this is burned cotton and burned toilet paper. And Neros. not that much neos as in the previous slide, and not many life forms actually. I mean, it looks pretty dull. Maybe we see some like neos probably. I mean, on the like in the inside. I mean, maybe we can see it because they're. I mean, I can't focus on it because I mean it's such a thick layer. But what can you do? Regarding the gold color that I mean you see everywhere, I don't know. I mean I will gladly get advice because I have no idea what it means. I mean not only the golden needles, but everything is like colored in kind of like gold, and this is visible by the naked eye. I mean you can. I mean you. I mean the material is. I mean the whole thing is got like is covered with kind of something that I mean looks like gold dust or gold syrup. Overall, we see much less life forms than what we could have even expected because that were already there, and also in addition to everything that I've placed it like from the catamaran and the metal containers, and my conclusion is that they ate the neos. I mean, you see many neos. I mean, not in this slide, but in several others we see tremendous amount of neos that are yellow bellied. That I mean, from experience, it's something. I mean, I think it's something related to them feeding. So the way that I like interpreted the result is that they were feeding like on the life forms. Of course, you can say, I mean, but maybe, I mean, maybe they were just burned by the fire, which is a possibility, but at least some of them we know that I mean were fine with fire because they were already there. I mean after the previous experiment. So I mean at most we can say that I mean the ones that were burned here disgusting life forms that we see. So those that presumably might be burned are only those that I mean that were added from the catamaran and from the metal containers that we don't know if they are fire resistant or not. But the ones that were already there should be there. I mean. So I would say that some probably burned, but some were. I mean, many were eaten by the robots. So we see some shining neos, like I mean, from the bottom layer, but I think it's just too heavy. Like this sample was too heavy to actually like see something. I mean, I can't focus like on, but we do see neos like here and there. Yes, certainly here we see more. Yes, more here. Okay. So let's take a look at on the other one, the last one, the fourth one. So we see neos, we see things that look like bacteria. More neurons here. This looks like big life forms, but I cannot identify it. More neurons. Really big one, and another one that looks like a gate, like a Stargate, like shining from within. Not that I have any clue how a Stargate looks like. I mean, you can tell me, maybe, but I mean, I guess so. I don't know, from the movie, at least in the movie. Wow, so many of them, like huge amount of golden coins that are spilled all over the place, and some are without the interior. Like, I mean, the normal shaped, not the golden shape. So many coins, and the asimonim. You know what asimonim? Like a coin like with a hole in the middle that were used in the past for like, I mean, public phone booths. Wow. Alright, so this is it. Okay, so we didn't see like a huge life forms like we've seen yesterday. We've seen like bones and like wings, and the force. Previously, we've seen even like a complete, like almost complete insects. So we didn't see these, but it was certainly established very well that this mixture, I mean, contains tremendous amount of neurons. So at least, I mean, first of all, it's good because, I mean, it reassured me that, I mean, yes, this is like, I mean, again, I mean, it's a valid way that, I mean, in addition to the electrolysis method, it's kind of like a valid way, I mean, to energize them and to make them, not only to energize them, but to make them reproduce. And arguably, I mean, it's even more effective than electrolysis. But I mean, but maybe I'll record like a separate video, I mean, specifically on the issue of like several things. I mean, I would say initial analysis that I've had like in my mind, like with regards to, I mean, electrolysis versus burning. Like, I mean, for the creation of, for like, I mean, as the energetic pathway of creating the neurons, as opposed to like the ecosystem pathway, because I mean it's an issue of its own. It's very technical and it deserves like a video of its own. But certainly it's a valid, more than like a valid way to do it. So now start with the Starship and the 20 eggs in the Starship.